Hmm. Maybe I need to put Billy on the front again. I think he's not on the front. There he goes. Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's good to see you guys. I mean, gosh, we got Bucho Cryptic in here. I saw and Patricia, who who might be in here by accident. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. Patricia, if you're watching this, I don't do anything on Facebook, like at all. So, not sure. But hey, I don't know. But yeah, Nightbot seems to be working. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Nightbot, it's good to see you in here. It's good that you're working. You know, last week, you had you had like 2 weeks off in a row. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, geez, and Jeff is here, and that crazy Greek. What? I didn't even see them in here. But good to see everybody in here. We're doing the thing today. We're doing the thing. I've got a lot of news. 8-bit glitches here. Look, Calamity is here. How do you pronounce that? Because I always say calamity, not calumity. But yours is calumity. That's how it's spelled. So, but good to see you. Good to see you. Let's just get into it because we got a lot to talk about. First, I mean, Nightbot, thank you, but that wasn't supposed to happen for like hours. Like, I think that's supposed to go off like in an hour. I don't understand. Look, we're going to have to figure this out as we go, I guess, because that's supposed to be like at like an hour. Calum. It's a play on my name like, oh, okay. Calamity. Calamity. Well, it's good to see you anyway. And let's just get off. Let's just get off. No, we're not getting off yet. Let's talk about. Yeah, Nightbot trying to run an empire. I just figured, hey, I could put the donate thing in there. It was on there on Twitch, and I had it turned off, apparently. Don't know why. And yeah, I was like, okay, well, maybe put it on like in an hour. Not as the show is starting. That's like, that's like going into church and the first thing they do is start passing the plate around, It's like, hey, let's give it some time, Anyway, we'll see how Nightbot. We'll see how you do the rest of the night. I mean, you're off to a hell of a start. I'll say that. Anyway, first off, let's talk about the week. Okay, so I got some writing done. I got a ton of reading done, which we'll get to. You're still mourning the loss of your Twitch sub streak and founders tag. I'm sorry, Cryptic. I know. It's just one of those things. I thought about all of that. It's like there's people that have been subbing to me since I started, and man, I don't know. I figured let's try the YouTube. It seems like I had a lot more visibility on YouTube. Is just how I was thinking. But Nightbot's got a hustle on. Hey, maybe. Hey, I don't know. I was going to try something, but then it would screw up. It would ruin, not like there's like spoilers for this show, but you're just messing with me. No, but Cryptic, that's something seriously I thought about a long time. I was like, man, all those people that have already subbed to me and continue to sub to me every month. I'll just say this. If you're subbed to me over on Twitch and you've got the auto renew thing turned on, just go ahead and turn that off. Let's just go ahead and turn that off. And if for whatever reason we go back over there, then yeah, you can make a decision at that point. But don't, I mean, seriously. Yeah. I would appreciate it if you refrain from using foul language. Okay. Squiggles is here. What's going on? Thank you, Patricia. I'm sorry for saying a word that's on TV. I don't usually use foul language. I try to keep it PG, but hey, you don't have Twitch. Well, hey, your pastor would not like it. Okay, then I'll keep that in mind. We'll try not to get too crazy over here. I mean, yeah, this video is on your Facebook. Well, okay. I'm drop an F-bomb, you get free ones like in PG-13. Hey, that's true. You get at least one. But it has to be, see, that's the thing. The F word can be said in a PG-13 movie, but it can't be sexual in nature, which is a strange thing. But there you go. And people can see your Facebook. That's not how Facebook works. Patricia. Facebook doesn't do that. If you click on a video, people can't see that you're watching the video. You were confused seeing me live on YouTube? Well, that's just what we do over here. We're just trying to mess things up. But no, it's more like like I said, I felt like there was a chance that my Twitch has been going up, or my Twitch has been going down, and my YouTube has been going up. So I thought, why not try that? I don't know. So yeah. Patricia, since you're new here, let me just tell you how things work here. We talk about goofy stuff. Okay? We talk about fun stuff. We talk about books. We talk about movies. We talk about TV shows. We talk about music. We talk about video games. It's basically all the things that make us happy. Entertainment. That's what we do. You're being respectful and would appreciate the same. Well, Patricia, all the respect to you. However look, I gotta be honest. You're doing well with the texting and all that stuff. Hey, I'm not sure what's going on. It's a chill stream. Yes, that crazy Greek. Yes. Most entertainment is of the devil these days. Well, I hope this doesn't throw you off here, because what we're doing here is I want to talk about something that I had this weekend. Yeah. Went to Mooyah and for the first time had a hot dog at Mooyah. Now, look at that over to the right. I've had grilled hot dogs so many different ways. So many different ways. I've never thought to split it down the middle and then, and then grill it that way. My wife had this at Mooyah. I had just my regular cheddar bacon burger as normal. And, yeah, it was amazing. And it's something that I want to have. But as you can see there, they have one called the Diablo dog, which is kind of like, hey. Look. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, Jim, saying that. And hi, by the way. There better be no talk about the new Elvis movie. Hey, that boy did have the devil in him. But I'll tell you, I haven't seen the Elvis movie. It's not, I gotta look, I don't know. I want to see it, but I'm not like, ooh, I gotta rush out and see this movie, It's just not the kind of movie that I'm like super excited for. But yeah, let me just say that. Octavius, which is Jay Cosma. I wish I had the devil dog before your colonoscopy. You know what? I'll tell you what, that would be a surprise. That would have been a surprise. But anyway. So yeah, this week has been weird. I've been doing a lot of reading. Saturday had some family stuff to do. Don't really want to go into all of that, but had some family stuff. But then on Monday, I decided, yesterday, you know what? I'm going to take my car in and get it inspected. Cause you got to do that. You got to get your car inspected so you can get your registration and all that kind of stuff. You want to be legal when you're on the road. Take it over there. Everything seems to be going fine. And a guy comes in and he goes, hey, where's your key? And I said, the guy that came up and said, hey, I'll do your inspection now. I left the key in the car and he drove off and then drove back up. So ask the guy that was doing the inspection. He was still there, by the way. It's not like he ran off in my car. But yeah, so I'm just kind of sitting there going, okay, that's weird. Okay, they can't find my key. About 20 minutes later, the guy comes in and he says, I don't know where your key went. So, do you have another key? And I'm like, I mean, I think so, but what do you mean you lost my key? So we're looking everywhere. He looked upstairs. There's a little place upstairs. He looked in the office, looked on I'm looking at the counter. I'm looking on the inside of my car. I'm thinking, well, it was sitting on this little console. I'm thinking maybe maybe it fell off into the floor. Maybe it's under my seat, all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. And I'm actually starting to get mad. I'm like, how is this? Oh my God. How is this normal? So call home, call the wife, April. And I said, hey, can you maybe help me find my key, my extra key? She goes, yeah, it's in the drawer. Easy. I mean, it's like, that's where we keep our extra keys. Don't break into my house and try to take my extra key. Anyway, so yeah, the people over there brought me home, got the key, took it back. Doesn't work. So apparently the battery was dead. They got an extra battery. They put it in there. It worked. Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, well, how are you guys going to replace my key? And so the guy calls BMW. BMW says, oh yeah, we've got to have the title. We've got to have this. We've got to have that. We've got to have all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are going to handle that, right? And they're like, yeah, it's our fault, whatever. And I'm looking it up online. They cost $300 plus just to get the key replaced. And I'm like, I'm not paying for that. These people are paying for this thing. These people are paying for it. So I was very, very, and of course this is like 2.5 hours worth of messing with this stuff, right? So I'm like, this is not good, man. This is not good at all. What is going on? Well, it turns out, they called me up today and said, we found your key. So all good, no big deal, but holy crap, I was really worried. So yeah, drama. So yeah, I spent 4 hours at a place getting my car inspected, which usually takes about 30 minutes to an hour. Anyway, that's my story. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, Patricia, if this is real, I apologize that you're seeing this video on your Facebook. I'm sure there's an X or something that you can close, maybe swipe to the left, or I mean, from the left to the right, maybe. I don't know. And yes, you guys should totally get your colonoscopy when it's time. Just saying. Moulin Rouge wasn't your kind of movie either, bro, but now you want to marry it. I love Moulin Rouge. Love it. And you're right. But who knows? Cast a xenomorph in the lead role of Elvis? Okay. The Devil's Rejects. Oh my God, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait a minute. Man, I'm so behind. You guys are just like nuts. Muffin Hands to the rescue. That's right. Muffin Hands definitely did it. And yeah, look, it was a thing. And Leon is here. Welcome, Leon. In fact, let me let's just test it. Nightbot, see if you're working. And Patricia just subscribed. Patricia, thank you for the subscription. I thought you were wanting to leave. But thank you, Patricia, for the sub. And look, Nightbot, thank you. So Nightbot is working. It's not like bam, but and Knights of Old is here. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did you wait a minute? Wait a minute. Leon, did you actually see Elvis? I was trying to leave, so press that red button. Well, hey, Patricia, you can unsubscribe when you leave if you want. But I appreciate if you do want to stay. Look, we have fun here. It's just we're just having fun. So where the F was the key? Okay, so here's what happened. They told me that I didn't say that. I apologize. That's not the end of the story, is it? The guy did the first part of the inspection, which is testing the brakes, the headlights, all that kind of stuff, right? What happened was he went and I guess helped another customer and had the key in his hand and put it in the cup holder. So someone else, some other customer went home with my key in their cup holder and they brought it back this morning and said, hey, I found this, whatever. So there you go. But yeah, I did not want to mess with all that. There's going to be this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And Patricia said her son watches videos and always makes the videos go on your Facebook. Well, Patricia, I apologize if that's the case. I hope that you don't find this too boring or hey, too risky, little or risque even. I said risky. We're just talking movies and fun stuff. So, at least they brought it back. Exactly. The donate button is how you really leave. Look, I don't think there's a button. There's just a link. But I just put it there just in case somebody wanted to use it. You don't have to. Okay? It's just a thing. It's just a thing. But yeah. Now let's talk about this. And don't worry, for those of you who aren't fans of reading words in a story. But I wanted to talk about the lives of Locke Lamora. As you know, if you were here last week, your church makes videos on YouTube. Hey, that's not what this is. But especially like this story, yeah, don't read this story in church. This story would make your ears curl or something. But I started reading this like last Sunday before the stream. I loved this book. I already read it. It's already done. I finished it today. It is so good. It's written by that guy that doesn't finish stuff. That's what I've heard. I've heard that there's 3 books in this series. There's supposed to be 7, and he hasn't written anything. But yeah, this book was amazing. Like, I loved it. There's a lot of people that don't like it. And the reason is, it's kind of like you get a chapter of the story of what's happening like now, and then you get a chapter that's sort of an interlude that takes place like in Locke Lamora's childhood or something like that. So, and it continues to alternate throughout the entire book. And sometimes you don't really get why this interlude is happening, but it makes sense in the story as a whole. It's almost like you're telling a story. You've got a beginning, a middle, and an end. But in between little points, little stopping points, you go, okay, now let me explain this whole thing. Now I have to explain this so that this later makes sense. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I didn't listen to the audiobook as I was reading, but it was great. I loved it. There's a lot of people that don't like it because there's one review I read said that there was a scene that was so violent graphic, violence, right? So graphic that she had wished that she had stopped reading sooner. I'm like, okay. I mean, the book's kind of rough. It's sort of like, you know how like we talked about the with the Joe Abercrombie's series before they were hanged and all that stuff. The Blade itself, the First Law trilogy. That's what it's called. It's very dark, and a lot of the characters are unlikable, and but you still root for them in a way. This one is similar. These are thieves, and it's basically a huge heist story, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the next one. So, let's see. Wait a minute. Just for you to put they put it on the cover. Oh, yeah. George R.R. Martin just. You were talking about George R.R. Martin. Yeah. Scott Lynch is also known for writing these 3 books and then just kind of, it's been years since the last one. So, there you go. It is sort of a church here, isn't it? In a way. But I'm telling you, if you're into the books, give that one a shot, man. I loved it. And it was one of those where it was just like bam, 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 just go. I love the way that the story played out. I love the characters. There's a friendship that is so good that I don't know. I just loved it. Dylan Markle just wanted to come in and let you know that I will not tolerate you harassing my wife Patricia. I will report the video to Facebook. Well, I'll just say this, Dylan. Patricia has been just a gem of a person in here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why this video was on her Facebook. All I can tell you is that we have been nothing but kind to her, and we have kept the cursing at a minimum, as is the usual thing here. So there you go. There you go. You're about to pick it up again after I get done with Fahrenheit 451 in a day or two. Hey, I really liked it. People have been after Martin to pick an author to continue Game of Thrones in case he passes away. I know. It's kind of one of those things. It's kind of scary, you know. I don't know how that's going to work. And see, Bucho, that's exactly how to make people feel welcome. Is say that, yeah, your wife is in my top 3 people in this chat. There you go. And make sure to subscribe. It's okay. It's okay. But anyway, so Liza Locke Lamora is done. So what's next? That's right. We're getting into the actual history. I know most people are going to look at this and go, I don't care. As you can see, I have a lot of them. In fact, there is another right there. That is another copy of this. I have 2 copies of this. Actually, I have more than that. And I'll show you why. Because I did some shopping this weekend as well. Went to Half Price Books. You wouldn't believe what I found. Library versions of the Book of Lost Tales. Now, I haven't worked on getting these cleaned up, getting all these stickers off and stuff. But if you might remember, there's something about a paperback that is in a hardback. There's something about it. I love it. And it even looks old. You know, it's got the little thing in there. It's got the little writing on there. It says, come on. Come on. Do I have to? Fossil Ridge High School Library, which is probably, I don't know, 10, 15 miles away. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. And I got Book of Lost Tales 1 and 2. So that was kind of cool. There you go. There's that. I think that's cool. You got 2 copies so I can read it twice? No. I'm weird. What the F is up with your chat tonight? What do you mean, Billy? What exactly do you mean by that? I have some weird, yeah, I know. There's some weird stuff going on in chat, but look, hey, there's a lot of people here. I don't know why. They want to be here, I guess. Those book spines look very Terry Pratchett-esque. Yeah, these are versions I've never owned before. I just thought they were cool, like I said. And I got another one on the way. And I think it may be the one that I'm looking for. The one that The Hobbit. Praising Jesus in here. Hey, that's the way it goes. Let me put this in back in here. Got to keep your receipts. For no other reason but to go back and go, hey, that's when I bought that. It's kind of cool. You found The Wicker Man at Half Price Books. Excited to watch it even though it's garbage, but I love Nick Cage. You know what? There's nothing wrong with watching a movie with Nick Cage. I've just believed that from now on. I don't care. I don't care if it's weird. Like, I want to see Willy Wonderland. I hear it's terrible. There's people that have told me it's absolutely awful. I still want to see it. Still want to see it. One more thing I got, which is totally unneeded. Like, this is one of those things where I saw it and I'm like, I've been wanting this version of this book for a long time. And it was on sale. So I went ahead and bought it. Sticker price, $95. I got it for $42. Had to do it, right? You had to do it. 50th anniversary edition of The Lord of the Rings. Right? And it just, I don't know. I've always wanted this version. So this is probably going to be, and look at that. Huh? Look at that. Huh? With the gold? Look at that. You can see my face in it. But yeah, it's cool. No illustrations, no nothing like that. It's just a good looking. Hey, I just said, hey, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 versions of Lord of the Rings. I bought another one. It's one of those things where I go, man, why do I do this? Why do I do this? But hey, I love my books, man. What can I tell you? And I collect Tolkien. So let's see. His latest was very average. So you're talking about Pig? I liked Pig. Oh, are you talking about? Excuse me. Are you talking about the one with, what is it called? The Unbearable Lightness of Being? That's not it. Nick Cage movies. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent? Is that what you're talking about? Wait a minute. Last book I bought was an ebook titled Not Cougars. You are mocking Jesus in my church. I'm praising the Jesus out of Jesus. There's so much. I don't know what's going on in here tonight. Okay. All I know is it's Bedlam and look, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. You might want to talk to your pastor about forgiveness then. Take it from a student of theology and a registered minister. Hey. She used my money to buy it, so technically mine. If this is the Church of Order, oh my God! If this is the Church of Order 42 and Rob is our pastor, is Bucha our Jesus? I don't know. Or Moses? Yeah, I think Jim might have it. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's a solid 4 or 5 out of 10. Pretty average. Dang it. Well, I still want to see it. Because, look, we know that sometimes you and I differ. You and I differ sometimes on our like of movies. We just do. You know? We just do. But yeah, I've got more books coming. What do I have coming? I have two books coming. Something else that I'm about to tell you, and then something else I'm about to show you. Because the other thing is this. I bought Idris Elba. I did. I bought him. He's on the way. Actually, he's already here. Idris, you want to come in? No. I didn't buy Idris Elba. But look, I have a deep, unbelievable love of Prometheus. I know it doesn't make sense. The scientists in Prometheus are stupid. There are things in that movie that just do not work. And yet, I love it, warts and all. One of the things that I love about Ridley Scott, one of the things I love about his science fiction, is that the world is so well realized. I love the designs. I love Prometheus. I love Alien. I love Blade Runner. Look, I love the guy. So, Idris Elba is not only an amazing actor, a good-looking man, but I love that shirt. So I bought it. It's faded, kind of like his. Yeah. I love it. I know. You bought a shirt for a movie that most people would say that they hate. I don't care. I love it. I love it. You were rooting for him to be 007? Look, I think he'd make a terrific 007 15 years ago. That's the problem, is that he's just too old. Now, that doesn't mean that they couldn't make 1 or 2 movies, but you have to understand from a point of view of a studio or, a production company, Barbara Broccoli and all that stuff, they're looking at it and they're not going to want to have an actor come in and just do 1 or 2 movies and then go through the whole thing again. They want to get somebody that can be Bond for at least 4 or 5 movies. But I love Idris Elba. I think he's amazing. I everything I've seen him in, even though a lot of times the movie, well, I shouldn't say that. Not every time Idris Elba's in a movie, the movie sucks. But he's been in some stinkers. But he's awesome. So, there you go. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back here. Bucho's more of a Job. Okay. All right. Iced tea is the holy water. That's right. That's right. You really like cheesy horror movies? It depends. It depends on those, All 10 commandments are do the thing. Get better every day. That'd be a good one. I love Dune and you forgive me for being wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong. Your 8-year-old daughter and you finished reading Lord of the Rings for the first time. It was so cool to see her excitement reactions. See, and that's the thing. Something like this, right? The Book of Lost Tales. I think a lot of people got this book when it came out thinking, oh, this is cool. The continuation of whatever. No. This is like all of the things that they allude to. Like when they're singing a song and they talk about Gondolin. And you're like, oh, what's Gondolin? Well, here's the story about the fall of Gondolin. But there's not really a hero in it. Like it's basically a collection of ideas. And that's what all of those books right here, all of those, the 12 history of Middle Earth, it's literally the history of the writing of Middle Earth. But I love it, Like if you'd read the Silmarillion, I might say, yeah, you might want to check these out if you enjoyed that. But most people, they get the Silmarillion and they're like, nope, nope, this is, this is like reading a textbook. But I love it. So, but no, that's really awesome though. That's really awesome. You've seen that guy in The Wire? Oh yeah, awesome. Loved him as Knuckles. Yep. Remembered a few stories about Prometheus the other day. I'll tell you sometime. I would love to hear, Leon. I would love to hear. In fact, I keep waiting to hear that, oh, I worked on a Ridley Scott movie. Just kidding. The new Doctor Who. And no, I don't own him. Well, I agree with Rob's thing about Elba's age. You can cast that dude in anything, and I'm on board for his performance. What do you recommend we read next? I was thinking the Narnia series. How old is she? Oh, 8-year-old. 8-year-old. Narnia would be definitely good. I mean, that's C.S. Lewis. They're both good friends. You know, they were good friends. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were good friends. Yeah, I mean, Narnia would be a solid choice. The problem is, it's hard for me to think in those terms just because I'm not 8 years old anymore. Like when I was 8, all I wanted to read was Star Wars stuff. You know? And there wasn't a whole lot of Star Wars stuff. I read the storybooks of Star Wars multiple times to the point where it became almost like like some people like will pop in a movie or something when they're sick, like their favorite movie that they can just sit there and just kind of veg out to. I would read when I was sick. It was just one of those things. And the original Star Wars storybook. And I had I have it boxed up somewhere, but it was a book that I would read about the making of Star Wars from back then that I would read because I've always been into that crap. So, but yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Excellent choice. Read the Discworld series. It's fantastic, but that's not for children, right? For a second there, you thought Rob was about to start a book club in here. Hey, look, I talk about the things that we're talking about. I love my books, man. I love my books. In fact, I've had better luck with books in the last 2 years than I have with movies and TV shows. I just have. I mean, you know as well as I do, I'm turning the air down because holy crap, it's hot in here. Let's just turn it down to 71 because it is how hot is it outside? It is 97. And how hot is that in C? 97 F2C. That is 36.11 degrees outside right now. And it got up to 101 today here. It's ridiculous. You have several hundred books. I'm a big book fan. I love to read. Ever read a Junji Ito manga? No, I have not. In fact, one of the things that I've kind of had my eye on, and I don't know, I've never read a manga before, but I kind of want to read Berserk. I've heard so many good things about Berserk. I kind of want to read it, but they're like big thick volumes, and there's like 12 of them, and they're not done, and the guy passed away, but then there's people that are gonna like continue the story. But I've heard Berserk is just like holy crap great. So there you go. Can confirm the heat in the Metroplex is oppressive lately. It is. It's ridiculous. It is so stupid right now. And Ted is here. Welcome, Ted. Good to see you. It's 21 here. It's 1:35 in the morning for the UK. This is strange. That does seem pretty hot. What is that like? That's 80 something, isn't it? Let's see. Wait, 21 C to F is 69.8. That's not bad. Lord of the Rings is satanic. There is only one Lord, and he is Jesus. Is nobody else worried that we haven't heard from Patricia in a while? Well, you got your wish, didn't you? Lord of the Rings is not satanic. No. In fact, Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, which is very surprisingly, is sold at many Christian bookstores because Tolkien was a devout Christian. Now, his books are not allegorical, but there you go. I'm just saying. Convinced that a troll account, dude. Yeah. In fact, I kind of have an idea of who Patricia might actually be, but I can't be 100%. Look, hey, is it Billy? I don't think so. I don't think Billy has that kind of time, but there are some people that have visited Order 42 show in the past that may want to, but no, not Shady J either. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But you never know. You never know these days. You just don't know. Hey, look, Nightbot, thank you. And yeah, if you're new here, hey, subscribe. We do this show. We're going to be doing this show. This is the second one, but we're going to be doing this show every Tuesday night. We're just hanging out, talking about entertainment stuff. It's going to be fun. So there you go. The violence in Lord of the Rings is surprisingly minimal and not glorified. Oh, you're absolutely right. Leon. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, let's move on, I guess, from book talk. Okay, let's talk about this. Did anybody see this new trailer for Westworld? It comes out. I mean, look, it's 6 days from now. This looks good. I thought season 3 was kind of like season 1 was way up here. Season 2, season 3. But this looks good. This looks really, really good. So I'm kind of excited to see it. And Not Gary is here. What's up? Hope all is well. Everything is well. Not Gary. I mean, I hope Gary's okay. But did that just do weird thing? No, it didn't. That's weird. But yeah. You saw season 3 and wanted to gouge your eyes out? I know. Not season 3 was just, it felt like a chore. But this trailer looked great to me. It looked really, really good. You barely remember last season? I know. I'm the same way. And Ted, yep, season 2 lost me. It started to lose me. Season 3 got weird. Cults are not satanic. Now, if you watch this show, you might think so, but no. And my stupid head's in the way. It's covering up the D in Westworld. Westworld. Aaron Paul showed up, said some nonsense, and then stuff happened, then it ended. That's pretty much what happened. But hey, I'm just saying, look, this comes out in 6 days, whenever that is. That should be Monday, right? I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it. And then we also got a new trailer for Stranger Things Volume 2. Sorry, Patricia. I'm sorry. But we're talking about the things that are entertaining right now. And Stranger Things is definitely one of them. I'll tell you this. Umbrella Academy is out today. Okay, wait a minute. Ted just said the movie is 3 hours long. The movie is mostly in Hindi with subtitles. And yes, there's singing and dancing in it. But this movie is really good and you should give it a shot. What is it, Ted? What is it, Ted? Mostly in Hindi with subtitles. And Umbrella Academy, look, I was curious about Umbrella Academy. I was very like, I don't know. I liked the last season, but it also didn't blow me away. You know what I mean? Like the first season was really good. So there you go. Don't know. RRR. What is RRR? What is this? I've seen this mentioned in places, but I don't know anything about it. You prefer 3H's? Hey, that's true too. Arr. Arr. But look, I'm excited about Stranger Things Volume 2. Go watch that trailer. That trailer made me go, okay. Oh, that's what I was saying. I thought that so far the season peaked with episode 4, and then it kind of went, it was fine. Of course, with Volume 2, it's supposed to be 2 feature-length movies that round out the second part of the season. I'm excited. I can definitely say that now I'm excited for the rest of season 4 coming out July 1st. So there's that. I'm excited. Now, wait a minute. Pirate show. It is a Bollywood show. Yes, Bollywood. Yeah. Patrick H. Willems did a whole video on it. Rob's Rest Relaxation. I don't think that's it. And I still haven't seen the last season of Barry. I actually really liked, or Barry, however you want to say it. I liked the first season, just hadn't watched the second. It's one of those that's just, it's on my list. Yeah. Yo, you try to, wait. Who was Bang Bang? Bang Bang. Yo, you try to go find that one. I'll pop trunk on that Busta, rest assured. Welcome, Bang Bang. What is going on here? This has been a crazy stream already. We're only, how far? We're not even an hour in, and things are just nuts. The third season of Barry just came out. Yeah, see, I don't think I saw the second. So I've got a lot to catch up on. So RRR, Triple R, is hard to describe. It's a historical action superhero musical. Wow. In Hindi. Wow. You are a crazy Greek. Crazy Greek. 82. You are crazy. Oh, yeah. Now, look, I'm not trying to get people to watch my last video, but I did do a re-watch, and I decided to do a re-review of Drive. And I talked about this 4K set that's come out. This has apparently been out for a couple of months now, but it comes with all this stuff. Comes with basically a book full of essays and different behind the scenes like stuff and all this. You got the book, the actual book that the screenplay was based on. You got these little lobby card type things. You got the movie in 4K and Blu-ray, and all of the special features are on both discs. So even though this is a Region 2 Blu-ray, you can still watch, if you have 4K, you can still watch the 4K on, it's a global thing. There's no regions. I ended up buying it. Even though I give Drive 3 stars. I give Drive 3 stars. I think that this is worth it because of all the special features, and I want to read the original story that it's based on. And I thought, why not? This is a sexy looking box. Sorry, Patricia, but it's a sexy looking box, and I want it. I want it. So I'm getting it. And yeah, Second Sight Films is based in the UK. Here's the link, by the way, if anybody is interested in that. But it is a sexy, sexy, sexy looking box. Oh yeah. So, bro, how you gonna say that when you have a YouTube channel on here with views? What? I'm so confused. I feel like we're just being trolled here. Now, wait a minute. Episode 5, Season 2 of Barry's one of the best TV shows I've ever seen. A masterpiece. Okay. I'm glad my opinion got a bit better. I freaking love that movie. It's form over substance, but you're okay with that. It really is, but it still frustrates me that screenwriter said the kind of things that he said in his little interview. Because I own the digital version of Drive. That's how I watched it again. And there's like a behind the scenes thing where the guy's saying, yeah, he basically, he doesn't have a goal. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. His goal was Irene, damn it. But yeah, I felt like Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan were so perfect in their performance. I just wish that the story was more focused. The story felt like it was just like the actors, like I said in my little review, where the actors basically standing around going, hey, let's add this, let's add that. And everybody's like, yeah, cool. And then it's like, yeah, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't, the story should have drive. The story should have drive. The story should have a focus, and the story should move forward. And when we stop to talk to people, it's a thing. Is it adultery that I called it a sexy? Well, I mean, I didn't mean it like that, sexy box, but there you go. I don't even know what I said that Bang Bang was talking about. Did I mention that you could subscribe? Just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't. If it's cheaper, get it sent to me and I'll put it in your box of stuff. I already ordered it. It's already ordered. It's already on the way. In fact, I think I did the conversion and it would have actually been more expensive to order it directly from Second Sight. So I actually got it a little cheaper, but I appreciate that, Leon, for sure. Would you ever do a Blu-ray DVD collection video? I want to. The problem is a lot of them are boxed up in my closet. Not this one, a different one. Not that that matters. You've never seen my closet, so how would you know or care? Anyway, yeah, I want to, and I want to display some of my favorites, which here's some of them. You know, these are mostly just ones I've bought in the last year or so, 2 years. But yeah, that's something I want to do. Now wait a minute. You think that was the first movie you saw Oscar Isaac in too? It must have been for me. Although I did see Body of Lies, and he's in that. But I didn't remember that he was in Drive. Didn't even remember. Gosling is playing Ken in the live action movie. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about next. Because what the hell is this movie? Sorry, Patricia. But seriously, what is this movie? Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken. What is going on? I mean, whoa, ladies. Whoa. Keep it. Hey, TOS, right? Hashtag sorry, Patricia. Exactly. But what? Like, look, at this point, I'm just out of curiosity. I want to see this movie. I want to see what they're gonna do with freaking Barbie with this level of acting of actors in it. I kind of want to see it. Just saying. Just saying. You saw Drive before you saw him in that Coen Brothers movie. Llewyn Davis, Inside Llewyn Davis, which is, I like that one too. I like it. I don't love it, but it's kind of great to see Poe and Kylo Ren and Justin Timberlake sing a song together. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Ryan Gosling's the man. I really, really like him. Really, really like him. He played a young Hercules? I didn't know that. Sorry if this is controversial to say, but I like the Ryan Gosling movie Blade Runner 2049. 2049 is better than Blade Runner? That movie is boring. Oh. I love Blade Runner. So this triple R, Ted, I mean, man, you're really, wow. You're really hyping this up. I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it now. And yeah, he's in Body of Lies. Apparently. I was looking through his stuff and there you go. I was looking through his IMDb and I was like, holy crap, he's in Body of Lies. So there you go. Ex Machina was freaking good too. You know how hard, wait a minute. You know how hard displaying, displaying Blu-rays and DVDs are, especially when you have a big collection. I got DVDs and Blu-rays blocking each other on the shelf. Yeah. Well, that's why we boxed them up. Is because what I did was I spent months doing this where I have an external Blu-ray drive and I ripped them all. I ripped all of our Blu-rays and DVDs and I have an external server so that we can watch it anywhere in the house. And I had it set up at the time that we could watch it wherever we were. My point was that I wanted to watch movies while I was working from home. I mean, watch movies at my house, stream it to my work, and watch the movie at work is what I meant. Right? So the movies were at home, I'm at work. So that's not the case anymore. But that's why we boxed them all up. Now I'm kind of like, now I kind of want to display some of them, but I barely have any room in here. So there you go. Wait a minute. Gosh, it keeps like Barbie is either going to be really funny or horribly bad. Either could be good. It could be. Babylon Berlin. I've never even heard of that. Oh, The Nice Guys. Come on. Oh, the spinoff of the Hercules show? Nah. Wait, Chris Gore recommended it on Midnight's Edge the other day. What was that? Oh, the triple R. Okay. Hey, just found the channel. Love it. I just noticed that Sexy Box is now here. Welcome, Sexy Box. Welcome to the channel. I can't see your image there, but hey, it's good to. Did I ever watch The Call? Yes, we talked about it. In fact, I think I reviewed it. Yeah, Sweet Home season 2 and 3 just got announced. Uh-oh. Now, see, I liked Sweet Home the first season, but I wasn't blown away by it like I was The Call. I thought The Call was amazing. And yeah, Plex Media Server. No, it is the built-in Apple sharing because this is an Apple house. Yeah, it's an Apple house. I used to work for them, so it's kind of a thing. I love my Apple stuff. So everything's done on Apple here. I'm sorry if people don't like that, but that's just the way it goes. I don't know why I acted like that, like it's this big of a deal. And why does this keep happening? Can't I lock this? Dock preferences. Can I not lock it? No, I can't. Okay. Oh well. But yeah, the Apple stuff, especially if you have an Apple TV, it's seamless. It's absolutely seamless. I have my computer and then I have an external hard drive with all my movies, and all I had to do was take that folder of movies and drop it into my little Apple TV thing, and it shows up in there, and I can watch them on my TV with subtitles and anything that I put on it. So if I put on, multiple different audio tracks, multiple subtitle tracks, I can have all that. It's awesome. But it was a very, very tedious process. So, okay, Nightbot, we're gonna have to calm you down. That shouldn't be going off every 20 minutes or so. But there you go. Babylon Berlin is a 1930s action detective drama. Really awesome story and production if you're into that time period. I am. Babylon Berlin. Oh my God. How many seasons are there? 3 seasons? I've never heard of this show. It's on Netflix. Police Commissioner Garen Rath is transferred from Cologne to Berlin, the epicenter of political and social change in the Golden 20s. Shell-shocked from his service during World War I, he uncovers a dangerous web of intrigue while investigating one of Berlin's biggest pornography rings. Sorry, Patricia. There's an even bigger conspiracy unfolding, though, when Soviet rebels hijack a train as part of a mission hatched by Trotsky supporters in the city. I mean, hey, that's awesome. Where did it originate? Is it made? Because I don't recognize any of the actors. So is this a German show? Just curious. It's very modern in its action, but very old-fashioned and unapologetic in its earnestness. That's about this triple R. Okay. Zero irony or cute meta winking at the audience. Okay. You just have an iPad. That crazy Greek, it works that way too. But that's if you have a Mac. I mean, for us, it just made sense to get an Apple TV when they came out because we already had Macs, and it was like we slowly grew into an Apple ecosystem because I bought my first MacBook back in, actually it was a PowerBook, which was before Intel, 2005. So that was my first PowerBook, bought my first iPod, and then it just kind of grew from there. From iPods to iPhones, from MacBooks, from PowerBooks to MacBooks to iMacs to all kinds of stuff. And then now we have two iMacs in the house, multiple Apple TVs, iPhones, iPads, all that stuff. Because we're sheep, apparently. I love my Apple stuff. But yeah, this Babylon Berlin, whatever it was called. What was it called? Babylon Berlin. Sounds interesting. Germany's biggest budget show. You'd recommend watching in German with English subtitles. I loved Dark. And Dark I watched. It defaulted to English dubbed. And I said, nay, give me original language with English subtitles. Give me that. Because I want to hear the emotion in the voice. So yeah, absolutely. I thought Dark was amazing. And it was actually Leon that got me to watch that one. There you go. The guys who made Dark have made a new show. Can't remember the name, but it's out soon. Looks odd. Okay. Yeah. Heck yeah. Dark was amazing. You hate it when they dub movies and don't give the subtitle option. I know it. And that's why I'm like super excited about Prey, is that we're at least going to have a dubbed original Comanche, which is going to be kind of interesting to watch. I don't know. It's weird. Is there going to be a season 2 of Dark? I thought there were 2 seasons and that was it. Like it was just a self-contained thing. I thought. You hate dubs? Yeah, me too. Me too. 3 seasons of Dark. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Dark was, man, that was good. I couldn't, and talk about, like you said, Knights of Old, Dark was so hard not to binge. You are absolutely right. I watched the crap out of that show until there was no more show. Just fantastic. Loved it. Loved it. But let's continue on with some of the news, shall we? The Equalizer 3 will reunite Dakota Fanning with Man on Fire co-star Denzel Washington. It's kind of interesting that it's put that way. But Man on Fire was amazing. The Equalizer 1 was fine. Got to go take care of Knights of Old. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just hanging out and chilling. And of course, the replay will be up on the channel afterward. So if you want to catch up on what you miss, because you never know. You never know. Why am I doing that? I don't know. Anyway, it's good to see you. Welcome. And have a good one. All that stuff. Still no news on Kingdom Season 3. Kingdom was good too. I really liked Kingdom. But look, Equalizer, look, I'm just excited for this because I like Dakota Fanning. I'd like to see her do a role as an adult that's more normal, I guess. I mean, the last time I saw her was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And she played a very strange character, and it was very short. So I'd like to see her do more work because I like her. I think she's good. There's no news about what the movie's going to be about, but I assume it's an Equalizer movie. So it's going to be an Equalizer movie. But there you go. There you go. Next up, I just thought that was, I wanted to talk about it. Dakota Fanning. I like her. And who doesn't like Man on Fire? Come on. But this next one, I just found interesting for a lot of different reasons. And that is that Kevin Costner is going to direct a series of movies that are Westerns. Now, let me read to you some of the stuff that this says in this article, because it's like, holy crap. They're all different films that all connect. So you're watching a saga of these storylines that are happening. There are 170 speaking roles. What? That's a lot of people. 170 speaking roles. It's a really beautiful story. It's a hard story, Costner told Variety. It really involves a lot of women, to be honest. There are a lot of men in it too, but the women are really strong in Horizon. It's just them trying to get by every day in a world that was impossibly tough. They were often dragged out to these places because that's where the men wanted to go. Women were following their men. They didn't ask to be in these territories that were unsettled and dangerous, and life wasn't easy. I've chosen to make sure that was really obvious, that wasn't easy, and how vulnerable people were. And it says, it will eventually be cut up. This is also Kevin Costner talking. It will eventually be cut up into hour-long episodes or 42 minutes, however TV works. But their first viewing of it will be as 4 2-hour and 45-minute movies. And every 3 months, one will come out. And the shooting schedule, just shooting, not post, shooting, 220 days. Almost 8 months of filming. Wow. Wow. That is a lot. I just found it interesting because, look, Dancing with Wolves is good. I like Dancing with Wolves. Open Range was okay. I hated The Postman. I thought The Postman was ridiculous. And I saw Wyatt Earp once, but always kept comparing it to Tombstone, which I know is unfair. You have to judge things on its own merits, not what it's compared to. Like, oh, it's just like them. Compare it, Oh, and Cryptic's taken off. Cryptic, thank you for being here. And thank you for the support. The long time support, Cryptic. You really have to understand how much I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So thank you. And Caesar is here. How's it going, sir? That's about the length of a big budget TV show shooting schedule. But seriously, man, that's just I can't even fathom that. The amount of coordination that has to be done over 220 days. I mean, we had on Adventures in Game Chasing, we only had 17 days of shooting. Now, that's 17 days of original shooting. I mean, we did some extra shooting after that, but still, those 17 days trying to coordinate, I can't even imagine trying to coordinate all that. A 17-day shoot. A 220-day shoot with 170 different speaking parts? That is crazy to me. It's just nuts. But I'm interested in it because, look, I like Kevin Costner. I know a lot of people were just like, yeah, he's just playing himself. There's a lot of actors that just play themselves pretty much, But Kevin Costner just happens to be one that I like. There are so many different movies that I can think of that I love Kevin Costner in. And yeah, it is more than 219 days, Bucho. You've got that right. I mean, your math is spot on, dude. And what is this Perfect Blue you're talking about here? Let's see. Have I ever watched Perfect Blue? It's your favorite animated movie of all time. It's not for kids, though. It has some scenes that would make Patricia scream. Well. Perfect Blue, 1997. I have not seen this. I don't want to read the synopsis. I have not seen this. I wouldn't mind seeing this. Because that's really, when it comes down to it, I don't know. I like watching things that people are recommending to me because I found some crazy stuff. And High Plains Drifter is your favorite Western. High Plains Drifter is a good one. I mean, I think what's my favorite Western? Oh my God. There's so many. Like, how do you judge, it's almost like there are different subgenres, There's the more modern kind of Western, like Unforgiven, I'd say even Tombstone, like that. And then you've got like a classic Western, like The Wild Bunch, or even going further back, High Noon. God, man, or The Searchers. Like, I don't know, man. But that's an interesting one. That or Blazing Saddles. Okay. I mean, Blazing Saddles is pretty damn funny. And it's pretty damn good. I need to watch that again. It's been a long time since I've seen that. I own it, but just haven't seen it in a while. We had 9 months of shooting in 3 different units on Thrones. The Bodyguard? I never saw The Bodyguard. Or did I? I might have seen it and it was just kind of like, eh. Your favorite Western is Seven Samurai? Oh, you son of a... I mean, Bucho, you're not wrong. Because The Magnificent Seven is based on it. It is really a Western. And it's awesome. Seven Samurai is awesome. Dance with the Wolves, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And that's another one, man. Prince of Thieves is one of those movies that it's not great. I know it's not great, but I still enjoy watching it. I don't know if it's having Alan Rickman just going ham the entire time. Is it Christian Slater? Is it the music? I don't know, but I've always loved it. I've always loved that movie. Mr. Brooks. Oh, that movie was badass. Movie was good. Sorry, Patricia. Perfect Blue. Okay. I'm going to put it on the list here. Let me see. I don't know why I sing when I'm making a note. Perfect Blue. It's an animated show. It's anime. It's not a show. It's a movie. Okay. It's on the list. Why did I have to sing it? I don't know. I don't. I can't tell you why. And yeah, Severance was great. Great. Bodyguard is in your top 3 Whitney Houston movies. Not a fan of Westerns. Grandfather was a nut for Westerns and watched the Westerns channel 12 hours a day. I get that. I totally get that. But there are some that are just too good, you know? They're just too good. The Nun was horrible, but you love that movie? I mean, yeah. Prince of Thieves is, man. And the soundtrack for Prince of Thieves is pretty damn, man. I listen to that over and over. In fact, I wish I had a copy of this. But I guess wrote, produced, and directed a short film based on a chapter of Lamort d'Arthur. The Fall of King Arthur, right? I don't know if... Did you read that in high school? I did. We had to. And we were told to do a presentation on... we were given a chapter and we said, you have to make something. You have to do a presentation or whatever, a film or whatever. We did a film. And I basically wrote, edited... Well, I co-edited and co-directed, I guess, but I acted in it, and I'm the main character, and at one point, I fought myself, and this is like 1992 or 1993. I'm sure if there's a copy even still existing, it looks terrible, because it was VHS technology, right? So you're talking about 240i or whatever, but yes, I played a part where I had to fight myself. And the way that we did it was, and this is so stupid. And thinking back, I'm like, God, man, if we just had, better tech. But I had a sword and I was wearing a certain outfit. I can't remember. I think it might have been white. I was wearing white. And then, so what we did is, the camera comes up like it's POV, and you see the bad version of me. He's wearing black. And I'm like, you'll never get past me, or whatever. I don't remember what I said. And then it switches back to me. And what I was doing was I was changing clothes in between each take, because we didn't have editing and like an editing bay. This is VHS, right? So yeah, I fought myself, and it was pretty terrible. Reason I bring all this up is because everything I do it for you, and a lot of the Robin Hood soundtrack was used as our soundtrack, because it's awesome. So there you go. Take that. I've actually thought about that a few times over the last couple of years, and I really wish I had a copy of it, because I know it's got to be terrible, and it'd be something that'd be really fun to watch on stream. But there you go. If you're putting anime on the list, watch Your Name. Okay, dang it. Boo-doo-boo, switching over to the other note. Ba-ba-doo. My watch list. Boo-doo-boo, what's it called? Your Name. Ba-da-boo, and I type it in, and I'm switching back over to my notes so I can continue the show. All right. There you go. You're welcome. But cool. I'll watch it. You grew up watching a ton of John Wayne, Charles Bronson, and Clint Eastwood. Westerns were an important part of your creative influence. It's a very simple concept. A simple story. What do you call that? It's like an archetype. You know what I mean? It's like if you do a Western, you know exactly what you're getting, pretty much. There'll be surprises along the way, but for the most part, it's got this sort of structure. Okay, wait a minute. Your name has a 98%. Okay, wait. Switching back over to the thing. Because a silent voice. Are these going to make me like... Because what is it? Grave of the Fireflies? Man, it was beautiful, but oh my God, what a beating that movie was. Everything I do it for you. Yeah. Anyway, when he told me he wanted to be more like Clint Eastwood, I said I'm not beating up Mexicans dressed up as Indians. I mean, John Wayne. Wait, what are we talking about? Westerns have dirt. I mean, they have lots of dirt. I mean, lot. But you know what time it is? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know what time it is? Excuse me, sir. I know Leon loves it when I do voices, especially a British voice. I know he loves this, but please sit down and have some soup. And let me ask you, have you seen this? Yes, it's time for Have You Seen This? And if you're new here, Have You Seen This is... Sorry, Leon. If you've never seen Have You Seen This, it's basically where I find interesting or cool or cute or whatever videos, and we watch them together. And it's kind of fun. So let's get into it. First, not Puss in Boots, but actually Puss in Bubble. That sounds kind of... No soup, no tea. Yeah, no tea this time. Just soup. But watch this video. Come on, that's cute. Let's watch it again. He's like, what the... Putting cats in bubbles is satanic? I mean, no more satanic than this. Your grandfather wanted you to be more like John Wayne. You don't drink tea or have soup. Beans on toast, that's where it's at. Very British. I mean, I can't say that that's a bad thing because I've never had it. Okay? But if I ever get to make it over to England, I would like to have beans on toast. Sure, I could have it here, but that wouldn't be the same. You know? But look at this one. I like how he uses his paws. He doesn't just put his face down there. What is that about? I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool and interesting. And it's almost mocking the way he's looking at the camera going, yeah, I'm eating this. I don't know. Beans on toast is almost as British as fish and chips. I mean, that's what they say. You'll make you a full English breakfast that will put you into a coma. I mean, I don't know if I want that. Looks like you with Doritos. Speaking of, somebody likes their snacks. I love it. I love it. And Carbonite Dreams is here. Welcome, Carbonite. Good to see you. We're just hanging out. We're doing the whole "Have you seen this" thing. But yeah, I just, man, it cracks me up. It cracks me up. He's almost like he's like, hey, there it is. It's free. Hey, open that. Open this. Open this. I just love it. Now this one, Bucho sent me something the other day, and I don't know exactly where. It was on Discord, by the way, but it was like, where did my copy of that go? I don't know where it went, but I found this and thought, this is just as good. Seeing animals have fun is just fun. It's just fun. And then we're going to end this segment with this funny thing. Life finds a way. I don't know. It put a smile on my face. There you go. It just made me laugh. So, that was... excuse me, sir. Hi. I'm glad that those aren't real people staring at us accusingly in the background. They're paintings, sir. But yes, we shall bring out tea if you must have tea. But had you seen this? That's it. Have you seen this? There you go. Now I got to close some tabs because holy crap, my CPU is cooking. Cooking. But there you go. Stop it. Hey, Leon, you think I should be in The Boys? you think I should take over for old what's his name? Carl Urban? That dog rules. Yeah. A golden snub nose monkey. Anyone else watch Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch? What the heck is that? Sounds like one of them spooky shows. You do a better accent, actually? Oh my God. I don't know about that. I like his accent. I think it's pretty good. But I mean, I understand that it might rub you the wrong way since you hear it all the time. So, Alien Show. Oh. Look, that is something that Billy, Jay, and I do have in common. We do love talking about aliens and reading about aliens, ghosts, all that stuff. Man, I love that stuff. I love it. The paranormal. I don't believe in any of it. I mean, aliens I believe in. Ghosts and stuff, I'm not so much. But, I mean, it's awesome. It's fun. All kind of weird stuff going up there. And 16-Bit Pete is here. Welcome, Pete. Welcome. How's it going? It's good to see you. Fellow Chaser? Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I was in... Oh, Billy in his stream was telling a story of when you guys were location scouting and he got spooked. I've never seen Billy like that in my life. I mean, now granted, there was a separation of years between, the time we worked together. We worked together for, on and off for like 2 or 3 years. And then since we've been working on the movie, Billy said to confirm with you about a creepy cliff or something that was haunted or something. Yes. It was such a weird thing. He was just like, we were in a place where it looked like it was fenced off. I'll just tell... He probably tells it better than I because I didn't hear or I didn't feel what he felt. But I'm sitting there in the passenger seat of his truck, right? The truck that's in the movie. We're sitting there and he's like, I'm just gonna go look and check it out. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, do me a favor, and I'm gonna have my phone in my hand. Just call me if you see anything weird. So I'm looking out for, you know, somebody coming up with a shotgun or something, right? I'm looking around, doing all this stuff, and I keep glancing over at him as he's walking away. And I just see him stop and then do this kind of like a step back, and then just basically took off running toward the car. And I'm like, but it was more of a trot. It wasn't like oh my God, a bear or, you know, an alien or whatever. But he's running and he comes to the truck. And he comes through you know, gets through the fence or whatever, gets in the truck, and he goes, dude, I can't even tell you. I said, like, what happened? And he goes, I can't even tell you what I felt, but I felt something wrong. I felt something, like I felt danger. Like I'm not supposed to be here. And we got to get out of here. So he's like, we got out of there. We got out of that area and just kept on going. But it was definitely, I can't explain it. He can't explain it. He didn't see anything. It was like a feeling that he had, like a feeling of like foreboding or whatever. Now I've only felt a similar thing. I felt that a couple of times, but I mean, I don't know what he was feeling. All I know is it was just kind of funny. It was almost comical to me because I'm like, but he said, dude, my heart's beating so fast. I can't, like, he's like almost having a panic attack. And I'm like, dude, what, do you need me to drive? Well, I mean, seriously, invisible ghost. I don't know, but sixth sense. Yes. There's been times when I've felt that kind of stuff before, but I mean, who knows? It could have been, he was dehydrated. And, you know, like me, like when I get dehydrated, my heart starts to beat faster. And if I don't hydrate soon, it feels weird. But who knows? That's funny though that he told that story, because I had actually kind of forgotten about that. I do remember. I'll tell you this. This is completely separate thing. So there is a shot in the movie of, in fact, I can tell you exactly what's being said. Vendetta? It's a scene between Jim and Dave. Okay? So Morton and Roy, if you don't know. And they're sitting in the truck. There's a light shining and it's raining. And it's a discussion. It's toward, I would say, like the latter. It's probably toward the last third of the movie. Or I'm sorry, toward the end of the second third. So Act 2. Okay? Anyway, doesn't matter. We shot that in Cleburne. And it's just the city that's south of DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth. And we're looking for the perfect place. And what we want is a place where the truck can be sitting out of the way, but it needs to have specific things in the shot. It needs to have a tree in the shot, something to make it look like we're in the same location where the rest of the movie takes place. One shot in particular was one of the truck pulling in, which is a different shot. The truck pulling in and the street light, and the truck pulls in, and then you hear Dave get out of the truck and go over and talk to Jim. All of this was shot in Cleburne. The problem was we found the perfect place. Sun was going down and we're like, this is perfect. This is perfect. We'll wait till it gets dark. We'll, jump out. We'll get the shot, and then we'll get the hell out of here. As we're setting up, basically a gang showed up, and they were just kind of sitting there, like standing in the street, probably, I don't know, 50 to 100 yards. I don't even know how far it was. I've kind of blanked this out because it was actually kind of scary. There were just two guys standing in the street, and you could tell they were staring at us. And he goes, all right, let's go. And we're on the wrong side of the tracks. I mean, literally the wrong side of the tracks. Turns out. So we jump in the truck and leave. And as we're going, the guys just stare at us. And then there were guys sitting. It was kind of like a house with a porch. And there were two guys on the porch too. And they're just, all of them staring at us as we drive by. And Billy's staring at them. And he goes, I'm pretty sure they were coming to like either run us out of here or shoot us. And I was like, oh my God. That was scary. That was actually more scary to me than, but then again, Billy was the one that experienced the, whatever it was that he experienced. Anyway, boy, we got way off track. But yeah, that was a fun one. Colorado Bigfoot. Uh-oh. Let's see, wait. Eric was telling me during Chaser's movie reshoots, him and Billy heard what they thought was Bigfoot. I don't know about that. I think that was something where I think Jay and I and Chief and Allie, I think we had left to go get food, and I think they were there and they heard something weird. But I don't know. I don't know anything about that one. I wasn't there for that. You don't get spooked easily, but Indiana Hell House and the entire story and documents around it scare you. Oh. Haunted Cliffs. Look, I'm telling you, that was an interesting looking area, and I'm kind of bummed out that we didn't get to do anything there. But I also know that it was probably like private property. So, got to trust your instincts for sure. For sure. It was probably good that we left. Oh yeah, Commander David Fravors telling of the encounter with the Tic Tac. Heck yeah, man. The UFO story is one of the best because he seems so like, yeah, it's something I can't, I mean, like he seemed so credible as a witness. Kind of. Why is this? I don't think that made a difference. Let me look. Makes me a little warmer. Anyway. Yeah, I love that story. Love it. Are we still streaming? I think we are. Okay. Okay, good. All right, sorry. When that dude telling the story is a squadron commander and former Top Gun instructor, there's a level of credibility you don't usually get in those types of stories. And 8-Bit Eric has as much credit or as much credibility as Commander Fravor. I mean, I'm not sure about that. But I'm just saying, you know, some of the stuff that 8-Bit Eric has said has confused me. Like, a lot. But then some of it's like, okay, I can kind of see that. But then again, I mean, didn't Jay say that he had a shadow person encounter? I mean, I've never had that. I've never had that paralysis type thing that they both have talked about. So I've had what I think was an alien encounter and thought it was a dream for years until I saw other people talk about something similar and ancient aliens still have chills. I have something that I'm going to have to wait, which is a terrible thing to do. But I can't tell this story yet. I need some time to tell this story. And I am not in a position to tell this story now. But I have a story that has, ever since it happened, because I'm a very logical, reasonable person. But when I found out this piece of information, it shocked me like to my core. Like, something happened when I was a kid. And then we learned some information that really freaked me out. Like, maybe I have or had the sight. which was freaking crazy. Crazy, I'm telling you. Got to go to bed later. Leon, have a great night. Have a great sleep. And by the way, you guys, Leon has been streaming. If you like hanging out with Leon, and who doesn't? You should go over and check him out on Twitch. He's been playing all kinds of stuff. There it is right there. You should go check him out. Because it's fun. It's fun. He's actually really good at some Halo. He plays games over there. But he, chat at him. Hang out with him. It's fun. But have a good one, Leon. Have a good one. Okay. I'm going to have to look. I don't have a note for this. Stuff to look up. I want to look up this Indiana Hell House thing. I'm just going to put it here in my show notes so I can try to look at it. Because that sounds interesting. Never had a paranormal encounter. Don't think I want one. I don't blame you. Like I said, this one is it's less of a paranormal encounter. It's more of a, okay, so you're telling me this happened and I don't believe in this crap? It shook me a little bit. Just, I that's all I can say right now. And it's because it has something to do with my late mother. And I don't want to discuss that right now. But still, I'm telling you, shocking. There's a whole unseen world out there most of us know about and know nothing about, for sure. Bucha under the ocean? I mean, that too. That too. Zach Baggins has a movie on it, but his credibility is iffy. Well, hey. I mean, that's a thing. But Bucho, I don't know if you knew about this, but if not, this is some of your main man, one of your favorite actors on the planet, Sam Rockwell, in Searchlight's new See How They Run. It's a sci-fi pick, but it looks like it's based in like it's based in the 50s. This is what it's about. See How They Run. Searchlight's mystery feature starring... Oh, what? I don't know why that's just the same thing that's there. Limited run on September 30th. The Tom George directed movie is set in London's West End during the 1950s, where plans for a movie version of a smash hit play come to an abrupt halt after a pivotal member of the crew is murdered. When world-weary Inspector Stoppard, Rockwell, and eager rookie Constable Stalker, Ronan, take on the case, they found themselves thrown into a puzzling whodunit within the glamorously sordid theater underground, investigating the mysterious homicide at their own peril. Hey, this sounds like it's right up my alley. I think Sam Rockwell is, other than, John C. Reilly, one of the best character actors working, period. And the fact that he's getting this movie as like his movie, I'm excited. Saoirse Ronan is also really good. I haven't seen everything that I want to see from her as far as like movies. I know, what was it, Lady Bird? I haven't seen that yet. But this sounds like an interesting kind of cool thing. And it almost feels like it's almost like a Knives Out type thing, And it sounds like it's going to be fun. I mean, with freaking Sam Rockwell in it, this is probably going to be pretty good. So, watch any Sam Rockwell movie. Love Sam Rockwell. John C. Reilly for the win. Yes. I love those guys. There's certain character actors that they're awesome. They're awesome. Great in The Green Mile. I mean, of course, that was probably the first thing I saw him in that I can remember. I mean, just like Oscar Isaac, I found all of these movies. Like he was in Exodus, Gods and Kings, and I had no idea that he was in it, and that was fun to see. Wasn't he? Oh, no. Not Exodus. He was in Robin Hood. I'd seen Robin Hood, but didn't realize that Oscar Isaac plays Prince John. Pretty dang good in Matchstick Men. And in Moon. He's great. Great stuff. So yeah, that's coming soon, and I am excited for it. It just sounds good. Ton of fun in Hitchhiker's Guide. You betcha. You betcha. Now, since Leon is gone, we can talk a little bit about Dune. Léa Seydoux. I don't know if that's how you say her name. But amazing French actress. She's been in so many movies for a long, long time. She's been great in so many things. But she's going to be in Dune Part 2 as Lady Margot. Actor joins fellow franchise newcomers Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, and Austin Butler. So Elvis himself is going to be in Dune. I don't think we actually talked about that on the show, but there you go. So interesting stuff. I mean, again, not much for us to say yet, but hey, that's a thing. That's a thing. But I really want to get to kind of the main topic here, or one of the main topics, and that is some Star Wars, but we're going to do it in two parts. So first, I wanted to talk about this. Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie will reject pre-existing characters and origins. Expand the world. Really looking forward to Dune Part 2. And Carbonite too. Dune was fantastic. I loved Dune. I'm very, very excited to see the second one. Very, very excited. And there's some interesting things coming up in that movie. But anyway, Star Wars. This is what Taika Waititi said about his movie. He said, look, I think for the Star Wars universe to expand, it has to expand. Thanks, Taika. Says, I don't think that I'm any use in the Star Wars universe making a film where everyone's like, oh, great. That's the blueprints to the Millennium Falcon. Or that's Chewbacca's grandmother. That all stands alone. That's great. Though I would like to take something new and create some new characters and just expand the world. Otherwise, it feels like it's a very small story. Now, this is sort of an old article. I think it came out about a week ago. But it got me thinking. Sam Rockwell is in Dune 2? No. Léa Seydoux. But I'm excited to see Taika do something different. And with Obi-Wan being the way Obi-Wan is, it's pleasing some people and it's frustrating others. I'm one of the ones that's kind of in the middle going, okay, that's kind of entertaining, but, you know, do a Knights of the Old Republic type movie, I'd be down for that. And I've never played it. I don't know anything about it, but I would rather have that than continually go over the same stuff, you know? Hey, I don't know. Now, I don't know. This next part, it's not Star Wars. It's, like I said, two parts, right? This next part, I'm not sure if people are going to have a lot of strong opinions on this, or if I'm going to get like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So let's just get into it. I want to know what DC and Warner Brothers are going to do with these two. I'm scared. Because there's a lot of money on the line. Now, you might say, nobody cares about how much, oh my God, blah, 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 that crazy creek. I'm not talking about them in particular. I'm talking about what are they going to do in the movies. Because Aquaman 2 has already finished filming, and so has The Flash. And from what I hear, there's been a lot of talk about the Flash movie actually being really, 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 really good. Like, really good. Like, what do you, like, the problem is, I mean, Ezra's still on the run, apparently. So what are they going to do with that? And then you say for Aquaman 2 to reshoot Amber Heard's scenes. See, here's the thing. I've always been one of those people that whatever happens outside of the movies, not my concern. I don't care. Tom Cruise, I mean, Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise outside of movies. But you know what? The guy makes good movies. So I've always liked that. The problem lately has come with all of these, all of these, let's just call it like really, really bad, some bad stuff. There's been some cancel culture stuff. There's been some Me Too stuff. There's been, in this case, some stuff that you just don't want to have. Think about it this way. Think about it from Warner Brothers' point of view. And I know a lot of people don't care. Don't care about this multi-million-dollar whatever. But here's the thing. It's the truth of the matter. There's a lot of people that worked on both of these movies that are betting on their career progressing because of these movies. Directors, writers, crew, actors that are not these two. It's unfair to these people that these movies are just sitting on the shelf. So there's a lot of pressure from the shareholders because they're like, hey, you got 2 finished movies and you're not doing anything with them. And now they've waited too long, and it's kind of like, I don't know. In the case of Aquaman 2, they have said, and I mean they, meaning like there's rumors, that she's not in the movie very much. But reshoots add an extremely costly amount of money to do. You've got to cast a new person. You've got to reintegrate them into the scene, either with, did anybody see Army of the Dead? So that whole thing with, I don't even remember the comedian's name. I was never a big fan of him. So when it came out that he was like grooming girls and stuff, it was like, okay, get rid of him. And so they put Tig Notaro in. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. Anyway, Tig Notaro. Was put into the movie using green screen. And there you go. Chris D'Elia. Yeah. Never liked him. Anyway, they replaced her digitally with green screen and all that stuff, but they had to construct, steps and things. They had to construct all kinds of things to make her work into the movie. And even when she's interacting with other characters, it's awkward. You can tell it's a little awkward. The lighting sometimes isn't the lighting just isn't perfect. So it looks like she's out of place. This is an expensive thing to do. It's not easy. Now it's easy for us that are sitting back here and watching and going, oh yeah, just reshoot it. But there's a lot of money involved. And when you're looking from a business standpoint and you're thinking, okay, we have this thing that costs this much to make. It costs almost 2.5 times in marketing costs and theatrical costs because you have to pay the theaters, right? So you have to, for example, if a movie costs $200 million, it typically takes between $450 and $600 million for them to break even on a $200 million movie. Now that sounds crazy, but it's usually true. And it's because marketing costs money. Like I said, the theaters have to be paid. There's a lot of costs that go into that. And of course, what happens is if a movie doesn't make that kind of money, it affects future projects. It affects future projects for DC. It affects future projects for those directors working for Warner Brothers. It has a ripple effect among everything. So whenever I see that people have, again, I'm not the morality police, okay? But when I hear that people want to pirate this and they pirate that, it always irks me a little bit, especially knowing now how some of this stuff works. Having been a part of the adventures in game chasing, I'm seeing how this stuff is affected when these things happen. So it pains me to know that you're not just affecting that movie, you're affecting future movies. It's that big ripple effect. Now, the whole thing about, Discovery Media coming in and buying Warner, basically taking over, all of this all of this stuff happened before they got there. So now they've got this huge mess to clean up with Amber Heard in Aquaman 2 and Ezra Miller in, I think it's called Flashpoint. So I don't know what the thing is with Ezra being in. What did you say? Miller isn't too much of the movie to reshoot. He plays 3 characters. Like, there's so much. There's so much. And again, I'm not talking about the drama that they're going through. Doesn't whatever. For me, it's all about the movie itself. And I'm wondering what they do with these. With Aquaman 2, it makes more sense for them to reshoot. For sure. Or Dylan O'Brien, Cameron. Yes. And welcome, Cameron. I think I haven't seen you before. Maybe. I'm not sure. But good to see you. Welcome. That's the whole concept, right? Is the thought that you can just replace him with another actor. Yes, that's the thing. But then you're talking about how much money is it going to cost to either do the Tig Notaro method from Army of the Dead or just reshoot the whole movie. Now that means you've got to repay all of those actors. You got to repay for the crew. We're talking a lot of money. And so if they spend, let's say I don't know what the budget for Flashpoint was, but let's say it was $200 million. If they spend another $200 million making the movie again, now you're talking about they have to make almost $1 billion to break even? Probably not. But still, you're probably looking at $750 million just to break even. So this is a very, very expensive proposition for Warner Brothers and now Discovery Media or whatever they're called now. It's very, very expensive to think about. What do we do? Do we take the chance, just put it out there? I mean, it's not like either one of these people are going to be able to go on a press tour. You know, it would be a disaster. It's not going to happen. Of course, in the case of Ezra, you can't even find them. So what do you do at this point? It's such an interesting, to me, it's an interesting proposition for Warner Brothers to sit here and go, okay, what do we do? You know, do we just reshoot it? Do we release it? I don't know. There's a pretty good chance, though, that neither one of these people will ever work again in Hollywood. It's just the case. And you know, I came up with this will never happen, okay? And I'm not saying that I want this to happen. But I thought of something that actually kind of made me laugh, and it kind of made me go, could they do this? You take a lot of these different actors, actresses, whoever, who have been in trouble in the news over the last, say, I don't know, 20 years. And you put them in a movie, you put all of them in the movie, and what's happened is the aliens have come down and stolen all the good actors. And all that's left are all the people, all the actors that have been in trouble. And so they have to save all the good actors. I don't know. For some reason, I had that in my head, and I started naming off people. Okay, OJ could be in it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God. And it just made me laugh. It made me laugh. But it's a terrible idea. Don't make this movie. But it would just be interesting. Anyway. If they recast Flash with the right person, for example, John C. Reilly, they'll make $800 million easy. I mean, if John C. Reilly was in the Flash, I'd see it 5 times in the theater myself. You know what? I might be there with you. You'd watch that, Calamity? Look, I'm probably going to say that wrong till the end of time. But anyway. It's Callum, right? Calum? I'm just going to... Calum. I just need to get that in my head, right? Calum? God. Sorry. But yeah, I just thought it was a funny idea. Where it's like... And then when they get killed off, there'd be a big pop from the audience. But it would almost be like a... But I mean, you could even have people like... who have still kept working, like Mel Gibson in it. just people that have gotten in trouble over the years. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny idea. Probably not the best idea. But in my own head, it's a hit. It's a huge hit. It's all good. Your teachers never got it right when you grew up in school either. Yeah, but I mean, look, for a guy that I went by Robbie, okay, as a kid, Robby, not Robbie, Robby. So when people say Robie, it's always in the back of my head, I'm kind of like, man, they got it wrong. But then again, I don't really care. It's part of the reason why I started going by Rob, is just because it's easier and it's really hard to misspell Rob. Unless you do it the way that I used to, like this. Rob. Gotta run. This has been really fun. Hope to catch the next one. Well, Ted, thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you here. It's fun. It's fun to just hang out and chat, It's just cool. Like with your last name and teachers butchering it. I know it. It was constant for me. Because my last name is Michaels. And because of that, people would just call me Michael. I'm like, that's my last name. And it's plural. That's just the way it goes. I don't understand it. It was just one of those things. Like, why can't people get this right? But I really just stopped caring. It's probably why I don't really care what people call me. Call me Rob, Robbie. You spell it I-E. Do it. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Michael. Call me Michaels. Mike. I had somebody call me Mike. Not even close to my name, but what are you going to do? And so the second part of our Star Wars talk. Tonight, in about 5 hours. By the way, you were right about the flashback in last week's Kenobi episode. Yeah. Teachers were always like, can I use your middle name? I was like, nah, no. You're not using my middle name, because then I'd get even more crap, at least for me. But yeah, Obi-Wan again I have this idea that people watch, like if somebody sees my videos on Kenobi, they're going to think I don't like Star Wars. And it's probably unfair. It's unfair to, I don't know. My whole thing is Star Wars is a beautiful thing, right? Weenus? No. Reva, new Vader apprentice? Oh, that crazy Greek. We want to talk about some things that, like what are we thinking is going to happen, Like, what are we thinking? I don't know about that one. I don't know. Possible, but I don't know. But like Obi-Wan, to me, the first episode was fantastic. I thought it was great. I really, really enjoyed seeing him in his element. And then it slowly it got further and further away away from Obi-Wan to me. And it's not that I hate Leia, and it's not that I hate Reva. In fact, I've said many times on this show, I love Moses Ingram. I think she's fantastic, and she's one of those people that I will just continue to watch whatever they do for the rest of their lives. Along with Timothy Chalamet, along with let's see. Both are cuties. I mean, but I just think she's great. Anya Taylor-Joy is another one. Adam Driver's one of them. Yeah, there's a ton of them that I have now that I'm just like, yeah, if I see him in a movie, I'm probably gonna say, yeah, let's check it out. It's probably gonna be good. And John C. Reilly is one of those. I mean, just as an example, he's one of those examples of he can be in a movie and the movie be crap and he still be really good in it. So Reva was great in the newest episode, even though you don't like the show. Even though you don't like the show, I can admit that. Yeah, I think she was really good in it too. But I also because I'd seen The Queen's Gambit. I'd seen I always want to say Hamlet. I'd seen Macbeth on Apple TV Plus or whatever. She's good. She's a good actor, like, period. No question. The writing seems really off and kind of lazy. Yes. My biggest problem with the show is convenience. I hate how everything is so convenient. Now, I do want to say, if you watch my last video, I said something that was that doesn't make any sense why they would do this. No wonder the Empire lost. And this is kind of a spoiler, but it probably doesn't matter at this point. But Reva sends Obi-Wan inside with 2 stormtroopers. And of course, Obi-Wan takes out the stormtroopers. Like, even though there's a whole battalion outside. I was like, why would they do that? And then April said, yeah, but that makes complete sense to me, because she needed him to be free, because that's what's going to get Vader's attention. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense, actually. But I just don't like how everything is so convenient. I don't like the fact that because there's so much going on and there's so much, we got to go do this. We got to do this. Oh my God, there's all these things that we've got to do. Because of that, we haven't had any real time to just sit with Obi-Wan or Hayden, for that matter. I'm not saying they have to sit down and talk about their issues, but there just hasn't been a whole lot of meat when it comes to character. The plot is also, well, I guess the plot is fine, but I hate how convenient everything is. But sometimes it seems like it's written by people who haven't seen the original trilogy. Yeah. And Jude, hey, how's it going, Jude? Welcome to the YouTube, which is really not much different, is it? But welcome. Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't understand why some of the choices have been made. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that the reason that the show sucks is because it's short. I disagree. I think it's Roger Ebert said, no good movie is too long and no bad movie is too short. So basically, you can have a really, really short movie and it'd be awesome. Or you can have a really long movie and it'd be awesome. And the other way around. I've seen one of the worst movies I ever saw. I can't remember the name of it, but it was an old horror movie. It might have been an Ed Wood movie. I don't remember, but it was so bad. And it was 71 minutes long. So an hour and 11 minutes long. And it was still like, holy crap, this movie sucks. Like, it sucks bad. It's not even like, it's so bad it's good. It was a terrible, terrible movie. And it was 71 minutes. And then I've seen Lawrence of Arabia. I've seen Kingdom of Heaven. I think Kingdom of Heaven is almost 4 hours. The extended director's cut, fantastic. I love it. Can't wait. I mean, I can't wait. I can't say enough about how good that movie is. And it's super freaking long. Seven Samurai is another movie. It's freaking long, but it's fantastic. So that's the thing. I don't think that it's being short is the problem. The problem is the weird blocking issues. And by blocking, I mean how the action takes place. Because they're filming in the circular area, the volume, right? With the TV screens. Because they're shooting there, some of the action feels incredibly awkward. Like in the first episode, when the guys are chasing Leia, and she's like running around him, and they're kind of going, "Oh, like I didn't know we were gonna have to chase a small human. Oh, what do we do?" It just looks so stupid. The scene with what's that in episode 4? When what's her name, Tala, just slaps the stormtrooper, and it's like, Oh my God, man. That's the kind of stuff that takes me completely out of the movie or out of the show. The weird CG. You know, the CG sometimes is like, what is this? And then just a few minutes later, there'll be something that looks really awesome. And then something again that's like, why did that look like almost like the quality of like a PS2 game? You know what I mean? It's so all over the place. And part of the reason for that is probably that there's multiple different effects houses that are doing different shots. Some of them will take, okay, we're going to take these two shots, and then another company is going to take these two shots. Happens all the time, right? If you watch credits, on a movie, sometimes you'll see, 15, 20 different special effects or visual effects houses working on the visual effects in the movie. Some people will work, like, for example, I know Yoshi worked on Free Guy, but I think the only thing he did is the scene where he puts on the glasses and he sees almost like a heads-up display. That's what he worked on. And then on Obi-Wan, he worked on a few scenes in episode 1. So I don't know. But that's my biggest problem. Why couldn't Vader sense Reva? That's my main complaint. Anakin was the most powerful Jedi after all. It seems very convenient. Same with the ship taking off. Yeah. Yeah. But then again, you could say that about, in a way, you could say that about the Emperor and the Jedi in the prequels. Like, why couldn't the Jedi sense that the most powerful Sith in the world is standing right there? I don't know. A masterpiece of poop. Welcome, Melvor. Hey, just in time, we're talking to Obi-Wan. I know it's out there, but maybe Windu shows up alive in tonight's episode. Somebody was actually talking about that on Reddit today, and I was reading through it, and I said, at least in my opinion, the only reason that wouldn't be, that I don't know if it would work, is because the Emperor feels like the kind of guy who would probably check on Mace Windu. He's like, okay, you go kill go to the temple and kill all the Jedi, right? Yes, even the kids. You're killing everybody. You're killing all the Jedi, okay? You're killing all the Jedi. I'm going downstairs and I'm checking on Mace Windu because, yeah, we cut off his arm or forearm and we fried him a little bit and he fell off a building. But I didn't see a body. Did you? No? Yeah, we're gonna check on that. That's the only thing. But who knows? And there's also this. I hate that I'm getting cynical about Star Wars. Okay? I hate that I'm getting this feeling of, well, I hope they don't screw that up. You know what I mean? And that's one of my biggest problems with Obi-Wan, is that I keep getting disappointed to the point where I'm like, damn it, let's see, wait a minute. It seems they're more into CG than character development, but that's modern Hollywood. No, Yoshi did work on a few scenes in Obi-Wan. Yoshi Vu, who also worked on Adventures in Game Chasing, also worked on a few scenes in Obi-Wan. Yes, he did. Why can't they get the de-aging right? People use free software and look flawless. Carbonite, that was one of the things they didn't even do. I don't think they did any de-aging on Hayden. I just don't think they did. If they did, I'm like, I don't even know. But he looks 20 years older, And because he, Ewan McGregor was, 30 or mid-20s, late 20s? I can't remember how old he was. Because he's a few years older than me. So he would have had to be mid to late 20s. He already looked like an adult. Anakin hadn't grown into his face yet because he was only 19 when it was shot. So I don't understand why they didn't do that either. I don't know. Let's see what else we got. In the novel, Palpatine used a cloak of darkness over the Force in novels. The Melverlorian. The only thing that scares me about Window is how they handle Cad Bane. I don't want to see another favorite character used for nothing. Right? Like, why bring him back at all? I don't know. Bucho. Rey is all the Jedi. I want to see Samuel L. Jackson come back and do something too. Yes, for sure. He better go to Dagobah where Yoda, Mace, and Ahsoka are all having a barbecue. Qui-Gon joins them. Only way I'll be happy with this series at this point. Melvor, I mean, here's the thing. I think that Qui-Gon being in the last episode has got to happen. There's no way that you would tease that at the beginning of the show and then have him talk to him a few times without there being a payoff to that. If they don't do that, it's the biggest misdirect they've ever done. Because I feel like they've already shown their hand. Like, of course, like tonight at like 3:30 in the morning after the show, and we've watched it. We will all be going, oh yeah, of course Qui-Gon was going to be in it. Of course. Look at how this started. You know what I mean? Look at this conversation. Of course he was going to show up. The only reason that Qui-Gon hadn't showed up is because he was disconnected from the Force or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that's going to happen. Now, what you're saying about them all chilling, I don't think that's going to happen. And of course, it would make sense that Mace was there, right? Because Mace wasn't burned. But oh wait, Yoda disappeared. Leia disappeared. Ben disappeared, and yet Ben didn't show up. But Leia did. It's kind of inconsistent, isn't it? Ban fists. Look, Visibucho is I was gonna call him one of the most supportive trolls I've ever seen. I don't know. He's up there though. But we can't ban Bucho. I mean, isn't he Moses or something? Isn't that from earlier in the show? Yeah. He was on a date, sue him. See, yep. Seems like this series is all about key jangling and member berries. A little bit. The barbecue better be in season 2. Maybe. But I think that's one of my, at least for me, one of my biggest single disappointments, I guess, has nothing to do with watching the show. It's watching other shows. It's watching Stranger Things and seeing this feeling of, like, when I finished watching the first part of season 4 or whatever, I'm like, that was awesome. That was really, really good. And I felt like they cared about the audience. I watched The Boys and I'm going, wow, look, the show is crazy, and does some insane stuff, especially, come on, that first episode of this season. Holy crap. Like, what? Did not think I was going to see that. Anyway, you're watching that show and you go, wow, this is really, really entertaining. And it looks good. It sounds good. The story makes sense. The characters aren't, I don't know. I think that's what's been disappointing me, though, is that everything but Star Wars has been pleasing me lately. Does that make sense? And I don't like being cynical about Star Wars. I hate it because I love Star Wars. I mean, obviously, I love Star Wars. But damn, Qui-Gon was the barbecue in Phantom Menace. I mean, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. It is kind of strange, though, if you think about it. So Yoda disappears. Obi-Wan disappears. Vader has to be burned because he doesn't disappear. What's the trick? I don't know. Season 2 better be soon and not 15 months later. If we even get a season 2. That's the thing. I kind of feel like we're not going to see a season 2. I feel like this is a one and done. Now, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen have both said that they want to return to do other things. They want to return. In fact, I think they said it like, I want to return to this character. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is a singular, and I could be completely wrong. I've been completely wrong many times, but I feel like this is a self-contained story, and that Obi-Wan and Hayden will show up in other things, other series. Just a thought. I don't know. You want to see Mace back and want a rematch with Palpatine? I mean, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no telling what they're going to do. Live action Clone Wars? I mean, we do have an Ahsoka series coming. So why couldn't there be a flashback in that show? Just saying. That would be awesome. That would be really awesome. And I will say this again. Number one, if you haven't seen the Clone Wars and you're a big fan of Star Wars, you really need to do the thing. You need to go over to StarWars.com, find the little chronological order. In fact, you can just type in Clone Wars chronological order. Okay? Watch them in chronological order. It makes a lot more sense. It's more enjoyable that way. And sure, there are going to be some episodes that are a little more kiddie and almost like throwaway episodes, but oh my God, the Clone Wars is awesome. You should watch it. And number two, just saying, Bucho and I did do a podcast going over each and every episode of the Clone Wars. I mean, I'm just saying. And Bucho, I mean, sure, he's a troll, but he's also a supporter of mine. We did this show together and it was awesome. Let's see if, come on, Nightbot, do it. Put it on there. There you go. Send in the clones. There you go. That was a fun time, Bucho. And, you know, and I mean, I know it was a lot more work for you than it was for me, but man, Clone Wars can seem daunting, but it's a must. Melvor, right? It's so good. Rebels is good. Rebels has problems, or not problems, but it was an epic mission, Bucho, for sure. But Rebels, even for me, was like, it lost me for a bit. And then it brought me back. And then it lost me for a bit, but it brought me back. It is really, really good. So if you haven't seen it, you should go watch Clone Wars. It's really, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you should watch it for sure. Well, we talked about Qui-Gon showing up, but there's one thing that a lot of people just hadn't said in the chat, and I'm a little surprised. Don't we have to see this? Don't we have to see this epic battle that Kathleen Kennedy was talking about? And this concept art came out a long time ago. This is not what took place in episode 3. You need to rewatch Rebels. I love Darth Maul's return, but I hate his final fight. Oh my God. I love it. I love it so much. I love the fact that Obi-Wan does the two fingers Obi-Wan thing. And then he pulls a Qui-Gon stance, and it was just like, oh, it's so good. And then he just takes him out. And the fact is, I think a lot of people that don't like that fight aren't a huge fan of the old samurai movies, because that's honestly how most of the samurai fights in older samurai movies, that's how they go. Shing, 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 and dead. Because that's how the fights went. There wasn't this long drawn out thing. It was, I know my enemy better than my enemy knows me, and I'm going to take him out quickly. But I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I've noticed that. I feel like a lot of people haven't seen some of those older Star Wars movies or older samurai movies. But we've got to see this, right? We've got to see them fight again, and we've got to see an epic fight. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean anything? I don't know. I really don't know. And I will say one other thing too, because this actually this came up today. That mall fight should have been the end of this series, just saying. Right. That would have been pretty cool. It would have been really cool. In fact, I would have been fine with Kenobi just staying on Tatooine the whole time and getting in trouble but always having to use his lightsaber in a way where he doesn't get caught. And him on the run. I don't know. One existing character who should be in Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie, it should be Hondo Ohnaka. You are not going to get any flack from me on that. Hondo should be in something. Live action. For sure. It should happen soon. Do it. Do it. Okay? Do it. But this idea is something that kind of goes against something that's in the comics. Now, a lot of people will say the comics doesn't matter. The books, as fun as it was for them to reset all of the Legends stories, and then the whole reason for them to do that was so that everything could be consistent. And then Rise of Skywalker came out, and Rise of Skywalker proceeded to undo some of the things that happened in books and comics. Hey, I'm just telling it like it is. But there is this idea that maybe this is when Vader learns that his son is alive. Could this happen in this last episode? The only reason I have a problem with this is that he completely... And here's the thing. If they do this, it will undo the comics. I don't read the comics, so it doesn't bug me that much. In the first movie, if you think about it, Luke Skywalker is not something that Vader is concerned about. Something that Vader isn't even thinking about. But somewhere between, at least in my mind, somewhere between the Death Star blowing up at the end of A New Hope, or just Star Wars, if you're nasty, you can just call it Star Wars. And then the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, there is a definite turn, and that Vader is searching for Luke. And that he knows that that the guy that blew up the Death Star, that was my son. That's what Vader knows. So somewhere in between there, he learns that. At least that's always been in my head. A lot of people have, mentioned the fact that maybe he learns this here. Now, if you're curious about the comic, here it is. I lost him. This is most disappointing. He got lucky. Did you bring me anything of value, Bounty Hunter? Not much, just his name. Skywalker. We're done here then. Something wonderful has happened, Annie. Annie, I'm pregnant. That's wonderful. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right? And then... This is awesome. To me, this is the reason why the comics are kind of cool. Because it gives you a moment that we never really saw, or I mean, honestly, I never even thought about until I saw this comic and I was like, holy crap, that's kind of cool. And holy crap, that would be cool to see in live action. But they already did it in, I guess I should go back to this. We're still talking Obi-Wan. I think that's awesome. But I don't know. Still can't believe they erased Mara Jade, stupid Disney. Wait. Wait. Poor Luke died a virgin. Even Yoda got some. I mean, maybe? I don't know. Did Yoda get some? Didn't Disney say the books and comics were no longer canon? Well, when they bought Lucasfilm, they reset canon. And they were starting over with a new canon. But there you go. Yeah, this comic is from like within the last, well, since Disney took over. So this is supposedly the canon way, at least up till this point, that Vader learns that his son is alive. You wanted 7, 8, 9 to be about finding the Starforge ruins instead of finding the Death Star and making Starkiller Base. You know, I will say this about Legends. This may not be popular, but I was always a Lucas purist. And since Lucas always said that none of it is canon until I do it, at that point, I made my decision. And I said, well, this is a waste of my time then. And especially since 7, 8, and 9 are Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. There were large parts of those stories, even though I was super excited to read them, there were large parts of those stories that felt like fan fiction. They didn't feel up to Lucasfilm or Lucas standards. And you might say, well, Lucas helped do, the holiday special, and he did the prequels and, whatever. I mean, I'm just always said that Lucas was the man. And the way that he looked at it was, yeah, I mean, they can go play and do whatever they want. I don't really care, but that doesn't mean that I have to follow it. And that's one of the things that I always thought about any of the extra stuff, is that it was all like, yeah, it's fun. Some of it can be really cool. Some of it can be this and that. But I read Dark Empire and Dark Empire 2, and they made Luke into a freaking superhero. And I don't like that. And guess what? They brought the Emperor back. Didn't like it. I thought it was dumb then. My thing was that, to me, the Jedi are more monk than anything. The Jedi should always work to not fight. They fight as a last resort. They don't just, that's why the Clone Wars was such a pivotal breaking point to the Jedi, at least in my opinion, was because they became fighters. They became soldiers. And they're not soldiers. They lost their way because, well, the Emperor is pretty damn good. But that was my whole thing. So the idea of Luke running around and doing this, I mean, I never liked the Force Unleashed, because freaking Starkiller pulling a Star Destroyer out of the sky, I'm like, no. No. Well, it was already disabled. It didn't work for me. That stuff just doesn't work for me. Mara Jade was interesting in that Thrawn series, but I was never like that married, pun intended. I was never married to her. Luke was. Later on, they got to head out for the night. Thanks for streaming. It's been fun. Carbonite, good to see you. And I need to spend more time popping into their streams, but lately I've been reading so much because I'm a dork. Okay? I'm sorry, but I'm a dork. Jay and Billy are so much cooler than I am. They play video games and stuff. I'm sitting around reading old Tolkien books because I'm a dork. But anyway, Yeah, even in the prequel trilogy, they called out that the Jedi were peacekeepers, not soldiers. There you go, James. I mean, that's just my thing. And so when certain things happen in the sequel trilogy, I'll just say that, I was behind it because it felt like, yeah, because Luke finally saw the prequels. And when he saw the prequels, he was like, holy crap, look at what they did. You know, where he found out about, you know what I'm saying. You like books too? Yay! Dude, I've had more fun reading than I have been watching TV and movies. Every now and then a movie comes around and then slaps me in the butt and says, hey, pay attention. Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I'm like, okay, holy crap, yes. And then a show like Severance, oh my God. Severance is amazing. So. Carbonite Dreams. And Grogu told Luke about Order 66. Yeah. And see, my whole thing is this is how I look at it. Everybody who's a Star Wars fan, there are different things that they focus on and they love about Star Wars. Like for me, growing up, I always wanted to be Luke. Luke was my guy. Luke was my favorite. I always wanted to be Luke. Then I met Bucho, and Bucho was a big Han fan. I'm not sure if you actually wanted to be Han or you wanted to be Luke, but I always wanted to be Luke. And whenever I heard people, and this is, again, younger, oh, I'm just going to go to Tashi Station to pick up power converters. People make fun of Luke. I'd be like, hey, he's young. Give him a break. I would always defend Luke. Always. And then the sequel trilogy happened. And I was very irritated that they sidelined Luke for an entire movie. 3PO for the win? Oh, I know, Melvor. I know you're a 3PO fan. I know. But it was one of those things where I was already kind of irritated. And then seeing The Last Jedi was a crazy thing. I was so confused walking out of that theater, and then watched it again and realized why Luke doing what he did was exactly what the Jedi are supposed to do. They're not peacekeepers, or they're not soldiers, they're peacekeepers. That's why I loved it. Even though there are parts of that movie that are bad. And I still thought that The Rise of Skywalker could salvage what was remaining. I thought Last Jedi was a marked improvement over The Force Awakens. And I was so confused by the backlash. And then Rise of Skywalker came out, and I'm like, oh, okay, so almost everybody hates it. Okay, weird. Strange. But I'm not here to talk about that. I am super irritated that I'm cynical about Star Wars again. And the thing is like Hope, Bucho and I, we did Hope's podcast. I did an interview with Hope. It's on the channel. She does a Clone Wars, what is it called? J-Guys and Jedi? And I think this will work. But anyway, I was so disappointed with this feeling that we were having this conversation after my episode 4 review. And she was, there it is. Gonna go fix dinner tonight, y'all. That crazy Greek. Thank you for being here. It was fun. It's always fun. But anyway, have a good night. But we were talking about it, and she was like, yeah, but Obi-Wan was doing this. This is the reason why. And I'm like, no, I get that. My biggest issue is I can't stand how it's being shot. I can't stand the CG. I can't stand the silly, little human. I mean, I keep making fun of that, but it's so dumb. And then the awkward fighting. There's even a scene, which should have been the freaking coolest moment of last episode. There's even a scene or a shot where the lightsaber action looks goofy. and like off. Like, was that a bad take that they got, or is that how that looks bad? So it's wildly inconsistent. The writing is convenient. It's built on convenience. And I feel like there's not enough focus on Obi-Wan. I don't know. I just want it to be good, and I hate that I'm feeling cynical about Star Wars again. It's a bummer. But at the same time, I'm really excited to watch tonight. I mean, it's such a weird feeling. It's such a weird feeling because I see this and I go, yeah, dude, come on. Come on, man. Who isn't excited about watching this? But then I get it. I understand. It's like Drive. I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but that's a great movie, a great example of a movie that there's people that love it and there's people that absolutely hate it. Or they just don't like it. And they're just kind of confused by it. Obi-Wan, either people really, really like it or they really get upset. Obi-Wan's lightsaber seems a lot weaker. More like Kenobi. I don't know. I feel like I always have to explain myself, but the thing is I do not like feeling that Star Wars is right now is lesser than. Shockingly, Miss Marvel is actually good. I find it easy to watch since the writers seem to care. Oh my God. Yes, James. I haven't watched the second episode yet, but the first episode was fantastic. I can't believe I'm really digging this. But then again, I think I've said this before. I played the Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 or whatever, and I played through that on the entire game because I love Lego games. And there's a whole chapter, I guess, with Miss Marvel in it, and was like, okay, Miss Marvel, I like Miss Marvel. So I've been actually excited about it, but it's also kind of a bummer that it's the least watched Disney Plus show right now. But it's actually good. It kind of has a weird, almost Into the Spider-Verse kind of feel to it. The way that it's shot is just cool. I just like it. But Caleb, yes. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You didn't even know Miss Marvel was out? Yeah. Tonight will be episode 3. So I watched the first episode. Second episode came out last week. Third episode tonight. Yeah. You're hoping people will give it a chance. I think this is going to be one of those sleeper hit things. You know what I mean? Like, I think people are going to, once Obi-Wan's done, they're going to be searching around and they're going to go, oh, what's this Miss Marvel thing? And hopefully they really, respond to it, because it's, if you're, I don't know. If you're wondering what it feels like, I guess the trailers made it feel like it was going to be like a Nickelodeon show. That's what it looked like to me, but it's not. It's like, it's got real heart, and I actually immediately like the characters. Yeah. It's the style of it. Like I said, is Into the Spider-Verse kind of, it's hard to explain. It's live action, but it almost feels like a cartoon in a way. It's like her imagination is taking place on sides of buildings and the way she thinks, and it's just cool. So yeah. Very like Into the Spider-Verse. Good call. Hey, thanks. It's just, it's got a very, it's wearing its heart on its sleeve, and I think that's cool. My wife says it's just delightful. Yeah. And it's totally not the kind of character that Marvel is typically doing. I mean, this is a, Does it say what nationality she is? Like what country she's from? I don't know. All I know is she's unlike any of the Marvel heroes so far. And Pakistani, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100%, so I didn't want to just assume. But I thought Pakistani because there were some things that I realized. I have a friend that I used to work with back in the day at Sprint. Remember Sprint? Back in those days, I worked with a guy who was wait a minute, was he Pakistani or Pakistani? See, now I'm getting like all messed up here. Anyway, I recognized some of the I guess their design seemed very Pakistani to me, but I wasn't 100%. Anyway, great show. You should watch it. If you haven't watched it, just give it a shot. It's good. But Obi-Wan, look, I'm hopeful, but I'm cynical. And I have a feeling that we're going to be like at the end. So my plan is to watch it tonight. I will do a review of it. I mean, I am planning to do it tomorrow. It just depends on, I don't know how late it's going to be because I have to get up in the morning and take my wife's car in. So I dealt with my car drama yesterday. I have to deal with my wife's car tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But it'll be out tomorrow. At least I hope. And my plan tonight is, since I'm going to be up anyway, I'm going to try to watch Obi-Wan front to back and then hopefully watch the last episode. So it's kind of like I'm watching it all the way through. It's kind of my plan anyway. I want to see if the story works better that way. Cuz that's completely possible. I mean, I think I might have said it last week that it feels like a movie that's been stretched out. Been padded. Like, I don't think the length is a problem because I feel like they've been treading water. And more of treading water is not something that I really wanted. But anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. I mean, the thing is, I love doing the reviews. I love, putting those together, the editing, all that kind of stuff. That's fun, but my heart isn't streaming. I love to stream. The problem is it's been really tough to get anything else done with trying to put together 2 of these shows a week. But yeah, I'm, treading lava you would have been happy with. You son of a... But anyway, yeah, that's the plan anyway. Fingers crossed. Let's think positive. Tonight's going to be awesome. We're going to come away with it going, man, why were we talking bad about Obi-Wan? That was freaking... I don't know. That's... Rob, are you being positive or are you just being an idiot? I don't know. I hope it's... I hope. You're expecting him to be trash? Hey, that way you'll be... Yeah. You'll be pleased either way. I hope not. I want it to be good. But anyway, you guys have a great week. Again, look for a review maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, we'll continue this whole thing next week too. But thank you guys for hanging out. Not Gary, James, Bucho, Calum, of course, the Melvor, Billy. Look, you guys, thank you. I should say not Gary. Did I say not Gary or did I say Gary? I'm glad that you were able to check it out too. I'm always glad to see to see people, especially new people that I haven't seen either. I haven't seen in a while, or I've never seen. It's awesome. It's awesome to see you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.